All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about that really strange, desperate moment when a narcissist realizes they're losing their grip on you. You see, when your strength starts to shine through, they don't cheer for you, they panic. And that panic, it leads to one last dirty trick they've got up their sleeve. And that right there is the absolute heart of the matter. Your growth, your healing, that newfound self-respect you've been building, they don't see it as a good thing. To them, it's a direct threat to the fragile little world they've built, and it triggers a final, desperate play to pull you right back in. So here's what you've got to understand. The chaos that's about to erupt isn't because you did something wrong. Nope. It's because you're finally doing something right for yourself. You're starting to reclaim your psychological independence, and that is the one thing they just cannot stand. And this, psychological independence, this is the narcissist's biggest fear. This state where you just don't need them to feel okay anymore, it feels like a type of death to them. And why is that? Well, because for a narcissist, control isn't just something they do, it's their entire identity. Now, you might think it's defiance they're most afraid of, but an emotional reaction, even a defiant one, still proves they have some influence over you. What truly, deeply terrifies them is your indifference. Indifference is a state of non-reaction. It starves them of the control they need because it proves you're not even playing their game anymore.
That's it exactly. When their praise doesn't lift you up and, more importantly, their criticism doesn't crush you, their entire psychological house of cards starts to wobble. You've basically unplugged yourself as their source of emotional fuel, and it sends them spinning.
So what happens then? When that direct control just isn't working, they have to pivot. And their first big tactic is to drop the aggression and put on this mask of vulnerability. It's a full-blown performance, all designed to manipulate you through your own sense of empathy.
And here's what that performance looks like. All of a sudden, they'll seem so fragile. They'll bring up old traumas, confess to a few small mistakes, just enough to seem self-aware. But make no mistake, this is not genuine remorse. It is a calculated strategy to soften you up, lower your boundaries, and get back into your life.
You will hear phrases exactly like this one. It's custom designed to pull on your conscience, to make you feel responsible for them. What they're doing is turning your own compassion into a leash to yank you right back under their thumb. This has a name. It's called weaponized empathy. They look at your ability to care, your best quality really, and they don't see it as a beautiful thing. They see it as a vulnerability, a weak spot in your defenses they can exploit. They want you busy trying to fix them so you're not focused on freeing yourself. Okay, so what happens if the victim act falls flat? Right. When the charm and the fake helplessness don't work, they move to a much darker tactic. They start attacking your reputation to isolate you from your support system. Welcome to the reputation war. And this is not random. It's a calculated, step-by-step process. They'll start by planting little seeds of doubt with people you both know, always painting themselves as the concerned, heartbroken victim. They're framing you as the problem to make sure that by the time you try to tell your side of the story, nobody's going to believe you. Let's be absolutely crystal clear on this. The smear campaign is a preemptive strike. They're not trying to win an argument. They're not trying to reveal some hidden truth. They are trying to destroy your credibility so you feel totally alone, you start questioning yourself, and you become much easier to control again. And this brings us to their third and, frankly, most confusing tactic. I call it the blame mirror. It's a type of projection where the narcissist literally accuses you of their own toxic behaviors. It's how they dodge any and all accountability. So what is projection? Think of it like psychological hot potato. They take all their own junk, their insecurities, their manipulations, their issues, and they throw it onto you. It's a form of warfare designed to destabilize you and make you question your own reality and all the progress you've made. This is where you have to learn to become a translator. When they say you've changed, what they actually mean is you don't put up with my nonsense anymore. When they call you controlling, they're not describing you. They're confessing, I'm losing my control over you. Their accusations are almost always confessions. Okay, I know. Hearing all this can feel really heavy. These tactics are incredibly powerful and they're designed to be disorienting. So the big question is, how do you actually counter this? How do you make sure that their final trick completely fails? The answer is right here.
Their final failure is guaranteed by your power of clarity. See, the key isn't to outmanipulate them or to fight back on their level. It's all about recognizing the pattern for exactly what it is. And if you take away only one thing, let it be this: narcissists thrive on emotional chaos. They need you to yell, to cry, to defend yourself. Your calm, centered, non-reactive clarity is the one thing in the world they have no idea how to manipulate. Your calmness is your superpower for these exact reasons. It starves them of that reaction they crave. It proves you've quit their game. And maybe most importantly, it shifts you from being a participant trapped in their drama to an observer of their predictable pattern. You take back control of your own emotional state. So when it all boils down, this is the takeaway. The second you can see the cycle, the victim act, the smear campaign, the projection, it loses all its power over you. You can anticipate their moves, and that anticipation is what turns their last desperate trick into their final inevitable failure. So I want you to think about it this way. The very thing the narcissist meant to be a final cage to trap you forever, well, by revealing their entire desperate playbook, it actually becomes the key that unlocks your freedom. Recognizing their desperation is the ultimate proof that you really have become too strong for them.